Hey guys, welcome back to Home Built, and today we have just a bunch of stuff to get done on the Z, so let's get going. Okay, so as I said, I've got a bunch of stuff to do on the Z today. There's all sorts of bits and pieces to do. First thing though is to get the last coat of high fill primer onto all the fiberglass parts and also onto the roll cage. So let's start getting these things back off the car and get them ready for primer. All right, all the fiberglass parts are now all sanded back. They're ready to go for the high fill. But I still need to prepare these bumpers. So they've all been sanded back and you know, all the welds where I welded them together have all been ground back. But I still need to go over the whole thing and get them flat and smooth, which means more bog work. So I'm going to put a nice coat of bog over all of these, and also this rear wing. It just has you know, pinholes and stuff because I did the fiberglass body filler, but I didn't actually do the bog work on it. So the final sort of detail stuff. So I need to go over and just touch this up a bit and get these ready for paint as well. All right, I've set most of this gear up. I've dragged out this roll cage now, and I've got to go over and just give it a scuff up, go over the whole thing with Scotch-Brite, get rid of all of these red marks that I've marked on it when I made the roll cage. I made that mistake with the 911 is I didn't clean off all the texture marks properly, and when I painted over it, they just kept bleeding through, and it was a pain in the butt. So I'm going to make sure that I clean them off before I paint over it properly and thoroughly so that they don't soak through later. So a bit of tidying up, and then I can get a coat on paint on these bits. There's still obviously the bumpers and stuff. That body filler is setting up, so I'll wait for that to set up and then I'll tackle that after this. And it's just a matter of doing stuff. As I said, I'm doing stuff this episode. All right, the fiberglass parts in the booth are ready to go pretty much, but I'll just leave them for a second, go back, sand down these bumpers and the rear wing here so that if I've got any touch-ups, I can do them, and then I'll put some primer on those bits. Okay, the bumpers are sanded for the first skim, but they definitely need another coat. They're not completely done, of course. So let's get another coat on these before I get stuck into that paint. All right, the next round of body filler is going well on the bumpers and the rear wing, so it's time to mix up some more high fill primer and hit the roll cage and the other fiberglass guards and stuff. So start mixing paint. Okay, the primer is done. The booth is still on, so it's really noisy in here, and it's raining as well. So it's really sort of a wet and miserable day. But this is set up now, so I'm going to give it a guide coat and knock it back again, and hopefully this is pretty much done. Let's see how we go. All right, these are looking pretty good now, but there's still a few little lumps and bumps I want to iron out, just minor touches. So I'm going to go around with a pencil and just circle all the spots so I know, feel over them first, mark where I need to fill, then I'll go and fill them all, and then hopefully it's the last one, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we have the final skim on the bumpers, and then we'll go over to the booth and just have a quick look at what we've done in here. So you can see we've got primer on the bars, the inside of the petrol flap, all the wheel arch flares, and then of course the roll cage. And the roll cage is a real pig to spray. It is really difficult because you've got all these different angles. You have to climb in and out and around all over the thing to get a nice even coverage, but I think we've got a pretty good even coverage over it now. So I know it was not the most exciting of days. As I said at the start of the day, we just had stuff to do. But that's the way it goes sometimes. It's just this stuff needs to be done. It's not exciting. I wish I could do really exciting episodes every week, but sometimes there's just, with these restos, it just takes time. In any case, that is all the time I have today, so that means it must be time for Fun Facts with Mrs. Jeff.
Hey guys, the most iconic race in Australia is, by far and away, the super cheap auto Bathurst 1000. This iconic race is 1,000 kilometres long and is held on a 6.2 kilometre circuit known as Mount Panorama. The race started out as the Armstrong 500 in 1960, being a 500-mile long race held at the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit in Victoria. In 1963, it moved to Bathurst in New South Wales, where it has been held ever since. The race was claimed by organisers to be the world's premier production saloon race and was limited to standard, unmodified production saloons which were built or assembled in Australia. All cars had to complete the first 100 miles without stopping for fuel, oil or driver change, and any mechanical problems had to be fixed by the driver without assistance. Okay guys, so today Jeff did stuff.
I did lots of stuff. It's not the most exciting of things, but everything needs to be done. Fiberglass parts are painted, roll cage is painted.
Yeah, slowly, very slowly.
It's slow, it's tedious, I know, but it's all working towards it, and yeah, I wish every episode could be super exciting, fun stuff, but sometimes it's just got to get it done.
But anyway, if you want to help out the channel, t-shirts Hoodies are available for sale.
Check out the link in the description. Head to the store.
And
you know what to do.
please like and subscribe, and you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. That's it.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
The Bathurst Auto 500. No. Super cheap auto Bathurst 1000. I don't know if I want to go for. At the Mount Phillip Island. This is hard to be. Oh.